need to to be in front of laptops, I know. So thanks a lot for being here. So before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Saurabh, and I'm education technology consultant at Numerical Analytics Private Limited. And this particular session is being hosted by Numerical Analytics Instrument Private Limited. So please let me know if you can't hear me and if there is anything you need to ask in between. So please just let me know. So this particular session is basically oriented for the algebra session that is what we started. But we'll start with the basic fundamentals of the calculator. Then we'll take it forward to the algebra specific. Okay. So today's session is discover algebra using TI Inspire CX2. And before we move ahead, let me give you an overview of the company, like who we are and what we are into. So Numerical Analytics is a leading provider of modern technology, numerical analytics, and business intelligence solutions. Formed in 2008, we work with many educational institutes, corporate organizations to implement educational, business, and analytical solutions to enhance and automate the business process and requirements. And there are further two sections where we deal in. The one is educational and the other one is analytical. In education, we are the sole distributors of the Texas calculator across the country. That includes graphing calculators, scientific calculators, and the financial calculator. And not just we are not maths oriented. We don't work in the maths field also, but we also work there along with TI calculators. We are also the distributor of the science equipment like probes and sensors for the 1 year, and all the 1 year probes and sensors are compatible with the Texas calculator. Therefore, these calculators can be used for the science projects as well. Whereas in analytical technology, we support the research analysts to avail the leading qualitative and quantitative research software in India, obviously to make their work more productive. So these softwares are basically used in colleges and universities, and their very the partners are NVGO, Texas Instrument, eViews, Smart PLS, and SITA. And there is one good thing which I would like to share. We are growing every year. We are growing every month, and we have a very good long list of the families who are working with us and who have given us the chance to service with them, work with them. So these are the few names which I've put in front of you. American Embassy, always there. The Galaxy Education, the Mahindra College, the Christ Junior, and the KC High, Srinidhi, the Boone School, Good Shepherd. These are the schools with whom we are already working, and there is very long list to share. But I have selected only limited schools because we are short of time. I can't put a lot of names here. So these are the schools with whom we are actually working for long, and we are happy that we are happy to say that we are growing each month. We are growing every year, not with this service, but yes, with all overall performance. There are few testimonials you could see. Dr. Namita from DP Corner Passage Vice College here, from June School, June Sir is here, Pawan Mittal Studio, Scottish International is here. So these are the golden words which they have said for us, and we're glad we could serve them. We are glad they'll be serving you also in future. Yes. Thank you so much. And from now, the Hassan sir will take the presentation ahead. And let me introduce Hassan sir, like he is the senior technology, education technology consultant of Numerical Analytics Private Limited. And now, from now, he will take over this.
Hi, Saurabh. Sorry to interrupt. I think somebody is in waiting room. If you could just check.
Okay. Hassan sir, like, can you check please? There is someone.
Thank you, Saurabh. And Swati, I cannot see anyone in the waiting room.
Okay.
And we do not have any waiting room here, so they can directly.
Okay. Thank you.
So thank you, Saurabh. You can unshare. So good morning, all. I am Hassan, and I am a TI trainer in numerical analytics. I welcome you all. I see a few new names, like I don't know you guys, like Vishal, Swati, Gabriel, Sonali, ma'am is here. Okay. So you all are from MYP or DP also?
We are from MYP only.
MYP
might be
only.
here.
Oh, great. So let me share my screen. And can you all see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So this is our calculator emulator. Okay. So this is the teacher software emulator. And if I show you what it looks like as a handheld, you can see this. So this is the handheld of the TI Inspire CX2. So TI Inspire CX2 is the latest calculator released in 2019, and it is almost a different technology. Okay, so if you compare our TI Inspire CX2 calculator with Casio, it will be an injustice, because this calculator is entirely different technology. If you want to compare Casio with TI, you can compare TI 84 plus CE with your CG50 calculator, because they both are almost identical in look also and in function wise also. So this calculator basically is basically the IGCSE international mathematics students and IBDP students are using. In a few schools, MYP students are also using these calculators. So let me just go back to the keypad inside screen. So once you open the calculator, the screen looks like this only. Okay. So this black screen is known as the home screen. Okay. So when I tell you about the calculator, you need to think this calculator as a computer. Okay. Because many functions are similar uh, as they are in the laptops or computers. Okay. So when you look this calculator, you just keep the laptop or computer in your mind. So on the keypad, uh, if you see the top screen is a screen, okay, where you can see all the functions happening. Down below here, this part is divided. This keypad section is divided into 3 zones. Okay, so first zone is your navigation zone. Okay, so starting from escape key, if I go diagonally down to delete key, this rectangle, whatever keys are coming in this rectangle comes under a navigation key. Okay, navigation keypad, this is known as. So from here you can navigate between the pages, problems. From one field to another field you can go. Down below, from this equal to diagonally this enter, this rectangle will is known as the math and numeric zone. Okay, so all the mathematical operators and the numeric keys are given here. And in the last, in the down below, you can see the alphabets are given from A to Z. All the alphabets are given under this zone. Okay, so this is quite you can say uh, beautifully designed keypad. It is not hosh posh, like inside one key you can have all the functions. It is not like that. Alphabets are different, numeric keys are different, function keys are different, operators keys are different. So inside one key everything is not given, like in TI-84 plus CE or even in Casio. Inside each key you can have 2 3 different things, like you have to press alpha, you have to press control in order to, or shift in order to access those keys. Here everything is separately given. Alphabets are given down below. In the middle, math and numeric zone is there. So all numeric keys from 0 to 9, mathematical basic operators are given here. And above it, this is a navigation zone. Okay, so this is used to navigate. Now, why I said, like, when you think this calculator, think as a computer. Okay, so why? Because you can see there are some known keys available on this handheld. Okay, one is escape key. On the top left, you can see escape key. Escape key also available in your computer's keyboard. Then you have a control key down below. Then tab key is also available. Shift key is also available. Delete key is there. Enter key is there. And in the bottom, on the right side of Z, you can see this key is a space bar. Okay, this is a space bar. So space bar is also available. So you can see many keys are given on this handle, which is same as in the laptops or computers, and they do similar functions. Okay, so you don't have to memorize anything. They do same function. Okay, escape key is there to escape from any unwanted screen. Okay, tab key is there to go from one field to another field. Tab is used. Okay, control key is there. So control key, if you have used Casio calculators, there is an alpha key or a shift key available on Casio. So this control key is also somewhat same to access all the blue color function. Okay, whatever blue color function written above the keys can be accessed using a control key. So you need to press control and that corresponding key. Then you have a shift key. So shift key in a computer is used to capitalize a letter. Here also it is used to capitalize a letter. I will show you why these keys are given. You can see above the shift key, you have a cap key. Okay, caps key is also given. Okay, so if you want to capitalize all the letters in one shot, you can use a caps key. Okay, so caps key can be accessed using control plus shift. Then you have a delete key. All right, then you have an enter key. Okay, then you have a space bar also. So space bar also works same. Okay, it is used to give spaces. Then let's come to the right side. Okay, right side is your home screen. So home screen is your home. Okay, all the calculators have their home screen or a menu screen. Okay, so this is the home screen. So home screen is divided into three sections. Okay, one is scratchpad. Okay, inside a scratchpad you can see calculator and a graph is given. So scratchpad is basically used to do some rough work. Okay, so if you are doing your main work, or if you are in an examination and you want to do some rough work immediately, you use a scratchpad. Okay, and scratchpad can also be accessed using a key between escape and tab key. Between escape key and a tab key, you can see there is a key. This is a scratchpad key. So once you press this, scratchpad automatically appears. Okay, so we do not recommend to use scratchpad because all the work that you want to do can be done inside the main document. Okay, then you have a document section. So document section, here the unique feature of this calculator, which makes this calculator separate from other calculators like TIT4 plus CE, any version of Casio, the document section. Okay, so we have a document section. Student can create documents, teachers can create documents, and inside the documents they can create problems. Inside a problem they can create many pages or a sub part of that problem, and they can save the document. After saving that document, they can transfer the document from one handheld to another handheld, from handheld to laptop or computer, from computer to WhatsApp to mail, whatever you want to do. It will create a file and you can transfer it via any medium. So this is one of the unique feature of this calculator, the document section. So to think document section, you think as a MS Office, like when you open any MS Office, Word, Excel, anything, you have to open a new document first. So here also you need to open a new document. So this is a document section where you can open a new document. Inside a document you can create problems, you can create pages. I'll show you everything. And down below you can see we have 7 different applications. Okay, first is calculator application, then you have a graph application, then you can do all sort of geometry inside this calculator. You can do lists and spreadsheet. You can create list. You can, after creating the list, you can manipulate the list, You can do regression in data and statistics application. Then you have a notes application. Okay, so this notes application is used to write some notes. Okay, you can copy paste as well. Okay, you can copy notes from anywhere and you can paste it here, save the document, send it to student to solve it. That is why we have given a separate alphabet keys, but I'll show you more than the usage of this alphabet key more than the notes application. Okay, then you have a vernier data quest. As Saurav said, all the vernier probes and sensors are compatible with this calculator. Why? Because Texas Instruments and Vernier has a collaboration. Vernier has given the data quest software inside this calculator only. Okay, so on the emulator within a handheld, it is available. So student can directly use this Vernier data quest software, okay, to do the experiments. Okay, so these are the 7 different applications available on this calculator, and you can click on any of the application to open it. But what I'll do, I'll create a document. Okay, so whatever work I'll do today, I'll do inside a document and I'll save it. Okay, so I'll open this. I'll go to option number 1. I'll hit enter. It will ask you which page do you want to add, like which application do you want to add inside this document. So I want to add a calculator application, a basic calculator application. I can open anything, but I want to open a calculator application. I'll hit enter. This is my calculator application. Now I can do simple calculations like 2 plus 3, hit enter, it gives you 5. You can do even in Casio, even in any other calculator. We can do much more complex calculations like surds we can do. Okay, and these are the basic operations. Okay, these are the basic mathematical operations that you can perform inside a calculator. But what makes this calculator page different from any other calculator is, in Casio, if you have used the Casio, let's say the cube root of it, I don't want to, I supposed to find the cube root of 84, but I mistakenly found the cube root of 89. So what I can do, one thing is I can go and select the search again, cube root of 84, and I can hit enter and I'll get an answer. So what this can be done in any other calculator. But what makes TI different from other calculator is you can go back, hit enter, it will copy and paste for you. And now you can change to any other value. This cannot be done in any other calculator. You can go back, you copy and paste, and you say, okay, this was my question. So this copy and paste feature is not available inside any other calculator. So on calculator page, you can do all sort of basic operations. More than that, what else you can do?
So, sorry to interrupt. I just want to know, like, how did you copy this thing?
Yeah.
Like simply Control C like that only you copied, or something else?
That also you can do. That also you can do, because I said this, when you think this handheld, you think as a laptop or a computer. You can even go, you can say Control C. Yeah, good question. You can see Control C. You come back to the new field and you say Control V. That also you can do, but I didn't.
Can we do directly from our keyboard? Like by, I don't want to, let's say, use the emulator. Can I do it directly from my keyboard, like laptop keyboard?
Yeah. I can go Control C. It highlighted Control C, but I did it from my laptop. Okay. Control V. But the short way is you go, use your navigation keypad, go up, hit enter. It will copy and paste for you. Okay. So this is the shortcut. Yeah, you can do copy and paste, Control C, Control V also, but also you can navigate, go up to any field and just hit enter to copy. Okay. So this is a unique feature. You won't find this feature anywhere. Okay. So what else? We have some templates available on this keypad. Okay. Some other templates like below the control key. Okay. Below the control key, you can see equal to sign, and above equal to sign, you can see all the rational keys are available, relational keys. Okay, so less than, greater than, all these keys are available. So you have to press control and equal to get all these keys. So let's say if I write 23 and I say, okay, I want to check 23 is greater than minus 23 or not. If you do this on any other calculator, I don't know what it gives you, but it gives you true. Yes, 23 is greater than minus 23. Like that, you can perform many other like 2 raised to the power. If I say 24, and if I want to check whether this is less than 24 raised to the power 2, just a basic one, so it says false. So these kind of basic checking also you can do using this calculator. Then you have a trig key. Beside the equal to key, you have a trig key. Here all the trigonometric functions available, you can use these trigonometric functions. Then if you come to the right side, beside 9, okay, beside 9 you see a key. If you press this, all the mathematical templates are available, like fraction template, power, surds, exponential, logarithmic, piecewise functions you can create inside this calculator. Then modulus is given, integration, differentiation, sum, matrices are here. Then angle conversion is also there. Then beside that math template, you have a book key. Okay, so if you press book key, you can see all the functions that is available on this calculator is available here on the catalog. So this is known as a catalog key. Inside a catalog key, on the top, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers are given. So if you go to option number 3, the conversion is given here. So all the conversions is given here. If you use conversion assistance, so you can see in conversion assistant, you can categorize, like you can convert anything. Like if you want to convert mass from pound to kg, you can do that. Okay, so you can perform this conversion from here. Okay, so catalog key conversion is available here. Option number 2, menu wise all the function. I'll show you, then you will understand better what is option number 1 and option number 2. Option number 3 is your conversion assistant. Then you have some spatial symbols. Many spatial symbols are given here. Okay, many symbols that you can use. Then same template. And option number 6 is a library. Okay, so this calculator also gives you the opportunity to create your own functions. Okay, and that function stores in this library, option number 6, but we rarely use this, so no point. Okay, for MYP level, no point. Then if you go to menu, okay, if you go to menu, so we are on a calculator page. Okay, we are on a calculator page, and you can see on the top 1.1. okay, so if you go to menu, you'll see some direct options available, like straightforward. You can say, okay, I want to do a number, I want to do algebra, I want to do calculus, probability. So these are the straightforward, so student won't get confused whether to use the probability or algebra if they want to solve a question. If that question comes from algebra, the student will directly go to algebra. Okay, so if the question is from probability, student will directly go to probability. So menus are very straightforward. Okay, is there any chat? Yes, this emulator is available online. It is free for 3 months. Okay, Saurav will share the link from where you can download this software. This software is free for 3 months. You can use for 3 months. Okay, for practice. And so I'll show you one by one what this numbers, what we have inside this in algebra, what we have inside this. I want to show you, you can add another page. Okay, I can add another page. If I say control doc, okay, can you see on the top of doc key, it says plus page. Otherwise, you can go back to your home screen, come down and say, okay, I want a graph page. So this is a graph page. Okay, it's a very beautiful graph page. You can create a graph of any function. Okay, any polynomial, any function, you just hit enter, you get a graph. What makes this graph page unique is it's a dynamic. Okay, it's a dynamic page. You can click and you can drag and you can move around. Okay, you can pick the axis and you can change, okay, the limits. What else you can do? You can drag your graph as well. Like, see, graph is changing. I can move this graph anywhere if I want. Okay, so now if I want to come, I want to see the equation, you can see directly the equation is there. Now I want the original graph, I'll just double click. I'll say, okay, the equation was x squared. So in other calculators, like even in TI-84 plus CE or Casio, these are the static graphs. You can't do much. You can't manipulate the screen. What else you can do? You can manipulate the equation. You can find intersection. Those things you can do, but you cannot manipulate the graph page. Okay, that is not dynamic. And you can see this mouse cursor. It is also available in the handle. Okay, it is not that I am using a laptop. That is why it is here. It when you use the handle, it will be there. Okay, so you can drag and you can move it around the screen. So this is only a scratch or a surface of this graph page. I'll show you more on this. So if you go to menu, you will see different set of menus available. So a student won't get confused now what to do. So when you were on a calculator page, the menu was different. Okay, now when you are on a graph page, menus are different. Okay, so this is known as the page menu layout. So all the pages, different pages, have different set of menus. So let me open another one, say geometry. Okay, geometry, this is a geometry page. If I click menu, you will see different menu available. Okay, different set of options available on the menu. Like straightforward, in geometry I want to do points and lines, I want to do shapes, I want to measure, construct. So let me show you. You can create a line. Okay, you can create a line, you can manipulate this line. If you want to change the length of line, you can do that by dragging. What else you can do? You can draw any shape, let's say triangle. You can do that. What else? You can even measure. Okay, you can measure the length. If you want to measure the perimeter, just click on the triangle, you get the perimeter. If you want to measure the length of this side, this to this, you can do that. Okay, from this to this and from here to here. So these things you can do here. And other things also, like you can transform. Okay, so I'll come to it. So I wanted to show, like, each page have Vishal, you have a question?
I just want to ask, like, if I'm using an handheld calculator, how can I use this cursor? Like, is there any possibility to use the cursor?
Absolutely. So let me just tell you, like, this navigation, this middle one, navigation pad, this one is a touchpad. Okay, it is a touchpad. If you slide your thumb over it or a finger, the cursor will move, and it's very smooth. If you use the handle, the cursor is very smooth, like you just go anywhere by using this navigation pad. Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. So I'm carrying one handheld version with me. So if maybe by end of the session, if you want to see how this function, how does it looks like, and we use that.
Yeah, definitely. Saurav
will definitely show you.
Yeah.
I'm carrying one with me, so we'll definitely show you.
This geometry page is also very dynamic. Okay, so that is why I said in the starting, if you do not compare this calculator with Casio in any of the features, because this is a whole sort of different technology. Like you can see this is a geometry page. Okay, but this is very much dynamic. Like I can drag and I can move and see everything changes. Okay, Now I will add another like list and spreadsheet. So this list and spreadsheet, you can see this looks like Excel page, okay, Excel sheet. And let me tell you, the this Excel, this list and spreadsheet somewhat functions similar as Excel. Like if I do 2 here and 3 here, I can add, okay. I can say, okay, equals to, this is what we do in Excel, this A1 and then plus B1 and just hit enter, you get 5. Now if I say 3 here, 5 here, and if I drag this down, you see 8. So formula has copy and pasted down below. So this is what we do in Excel, okay. So this is that dynamic. And if you go to menu, you see some different set of menus, okay. Like you can generate a sequence. Data capture is one of the best feature available on this calculator to do some sort of modeling. Then you have a statistics, like you can do some basic statistics. You can do some distributions also here. So this is the, and you can do regressions also, okay. You create a list and you can do the regressions. Like if I add some points, the observations, and now if I go back and I add data and statistics page, I can see nothing, okay. Why I'm not seeing anything? Because it says no list in the problem, in this problem. I have to give the name of the list, okay. So this list I can give any name, okay. I can say X1, I can say X2, but in Casio or in other calculators, the list name comes as list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, like that. But here I can name it anything, okay. L1, L2, I can name it anything. Now if I go back to 1.5, you can see the pages are also interlinked, okay. I can say, okay, L1 here and L2 here, and now I can model a line, I can do a regression on it, okay, any sort of regression. Okay, so and the menu layout is different, okay. The menu layout is different, so you won't get confused. And we have other like notes here. I can write notes, okay. So that is why this alphanumeric zone is given down below. Like I can write, I can give a space bar, okay. You can see space bar is highlighted down below, okay. I can give a space bar here. I can use caps key. I can use caps key to capitalize, okay. It's not capitalizing. I can use shift key, capitalize, okay. So this you can do, but notes has more function and ability, but that comes in a later part. I'll show you. Now can you see on the top 1.6, 1.5, 1.4 and 1.3, 1.1? So inside each document, okay, inside each document you can create many problems, okay. Many problems you can create, and inside each problem you can create many pages. So this 1.1 and 1.2 or 1.3 means problem number 1, page number 1, problem number 1, page number 2, problem number 1, page number 3. Like that, I can create 50 pages, okay. I can do 1.50, okay. In one problem, I can create 50 pages. It has that much of storage. Now, if I go to doc key, okay, down below the on doc key, I can insert a new problem. As soon as I do this, it asks me what page. Okay, this time I want the calculator page. So it says 2.1. Okay, this 2.1. This is a calculator page. Like that, I can create up to 30 problems. Okay, so 30 problems, and in each problem I can create 50 pages. So in total I can create 1500 pages, and I can save it. I can go to file and I can say save this document, and I can save by giving it any name, and I can transfer it using any medium. So this is the basic capabilities of this calculator that is not available. So why teachers can ask why they have given this document and pages and problem, because let's say you are in examination, okay, you have a 10 questions and each question has 2 or 3 parts, okay. So for each question you can create a new problem, and for each part you can create a new page, okay. Or if you want to create many pages inside one question, you can do that also. So now how it going to be beneficial for student? Now let's say student is on question number 8, and he suddenly realized like my question number 1, somewhere I did a wrong calculation. Now in Casio or in any other calculator, like even in TI-84 plus C, to find the calculation of question number 1 or question number 2 is very tough where I did that. But here what you can do, okay, let's say you want to revise it back, you can go and you can check like what I did in 2.1, what I did in 2.2. So rechecking and revision is now very easy for student to do. Why? Because it can go, he can refer it back to the problem number and a page number. So this is why we have given a pages and problem sort of document here. Okay, so that you can revise it. So it's very beneficial for student. Now I want to show you one more unique feature of this calculator. I think that you will like. So now let me add another problem. Okay, so let me add 3.1. So insert a problem 3, and inside this I'll add a calculator. Now in Casio or in other calculator, there is an option called store and recall. Okay, store and recall, what they do, you can store a value inside a variable and you can recall it anywhere in a later stage. Here what you can do, here also that recall and store feature is available, but in a different manner, and you will see how unique this calculator is in the terms of that recall and store feature. So I can store a variable, even I can store a function. Okay, I can even store a function. See how I can do. Let's say I have a value 2 and I want to store it as a variable. Okay, so I will see where is a store key is available. So you can see here above the 9 key there is a var and store key. So I'll press control store, so it gives the arrow. Okay, I'll say A. Now if you want to store it as A, B, C, D, you can do that. Okay, also you can store it as a name. Okay, if I give like any name like fx, okay, I can store it. Okay, I can store it as fx. Let me just make it as f and x j, fxj, any name. I just randomly made some name. I can hit enter. Now fxj is 2. That you cannot do in other calculator. Okay, so here if I go to var, it gives me fxj as a stored variable. Hit enter, it gives you 2. Why I stored it as fxj is, I said I can store a function also. So I can say f bracket x. Generally function comes like this only. Okay, I can store this function also. So storing function is very easy. You just press control and this mat template. This colon equal to symbol is used to assign. Okay, it is used to assign. One way is to use this store key, other way is assign key. So assign key is very easy to use, so I generally recommend to use assign key. So now I can store this x square. Hit enter and your function is stored. Now what you can do, if you want to find your value of function at 0.002, you can do that. Okay, you can go to var, select your function and say 0.5. Hit enter, gives you the value. You can store another function. Let's say gx you want to store. Okay, gx you want to store. Just press control mat template, colon equal to will appear. Let me store it as a relational function. X plus 6 over 2x minus 3. Hit enter, it's stored. Now you can find g of 3 by 2. It says undefined. Okay, g of 2, it gives you the value. What else you can do? You can even find the composite functions value, like f of g of 2. Hit enter, it gives you the value f of g of 2. G of f of 4 or 2, it gives you the value. So you can store a function and use it as a composite to find the value at any other point. So this is a unique feature, like no other calculator gives you this functionality of storing a function and finding the value of this function at a particular point. What else you can do? You can add a page. Okay, you can add a page, graph page. Now I have already, yeah, Swati, yes.
Hi, I was just confirming that this all working of functions we can do on the calculator page, right?
Yes, the storing you can do on a calculator page.
Okay, so I can type any function and I can further evaluate it, compose it, add two functions on, and it may the results calculator page.
Yeah, calculator page. Yes.
Thank you.
What else you can do? Because this calculator is that dynamic, you can add a graph page. Okay, now you have already stored fx, okay, and you have already stored gx. You can go to your graph page and you just recall it. Just say, go to var key and say fx, hit enter, it gives you the graph of it. Hit tab, just say gx, hit enter, it gives you the graph. So you can see you have got the graph of fx, you have got the graph of gx without writing the whole equation again. Okay, so once you stored it, you can use it. What else? If you hit tab and you say, I want the composite functions graph, what would be the graph of f of g of x? You just write it, f of g of x, hit enter, it gives you this graph, black color. Okay, so if you want to only see f of g of x, you hit tab, you go up, you uncheck. Okay, yeah, Swati, yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you again. So, like you have plotted over here 2-3 graphs, right? Blue, red, and black. If further evaluate their intersection points.
Yes. So let's say you want to evaluate the intersection points. Okay. So let me add another page. Okay. I can do that on that. I'll add another page. I'll say fx. Let's say f of g of x. This is one. Okay. Then I'll go to tab. I'll say g of f of x. Okay. I'll get this. So is there any intersection? Maybe not. So let me just change it to only g fx. So let's say you have this. Okay. And you can see there are two intersections. Okay.
Yeah,
one,
exactly.
two intersection. So to find intersection, we have to go to the menu of the graph. Okay. So I'll go to the menu of graph to see what all options I have. Okay. I'll go to menu. I'll say, okay, I have some options available, and option number 6 says analyze graph. And here you can see intersection. Okay. So if you use this intersection, what comes? Okay. Let's see. Okay. If I use intersection, I select intersection, and on graph page and geometry page, if you use any menu option, it will give you a hint. Okay. So graph page, geometry page gives you hint also. So if you go to the top left corner, it gives you the hint. It says click to function or equation of the graph and then click search bound. Okay. So you have to give lower bound and upper bound. So I have already two functions, so no need to select. So I'll say this and this. It gives me the intersection. Okay.
Intersection.
I'll go back to menu. I'll say analyze intersection. I'll come here 3,9. So I got the two intersection, but this is a longer way. Okay. This is a longer way of getting two intersections. So I'll just I use control Z. Okay. To undo everything, control Z, control Z, control Z to undo. Okay. So Vishal sir, we can do control Z Even we can do control Y to redo. Okay, so this is control Y, control Z, control Z. Yeah. So now if I want the intersection, both the intersection point at once, so what I can do, I'll go to menu, geometry, points and line, and you can see here it says intersection points in bracket. So if I select this, go to hint, click on the first graph and then click on the second graph. Click on the first graph, then click on the second graph, you'll see both the points. Okay, so both the points are there. So immediately you get both the intersection points. Okay, so
one more question coming in my mind. Let's say if I relate this particular topic with the calculus, and if I want to find out the area under the curve, so is there any possibility directly I can find out from the graph, or do I need to use the integration function and all?
Yeah, so that what you can do, you go to menu, go to analyze graph, and you see integral. Okay, so if you want from integral of this graph from this point, okay, to this point, you can do that. Otherwise you can use the integration on the
but I think there was an option bounded area, right?
Bounded area will give you the area between the two curves. Okay, so if you have a
that's what Vishal sir is asking.
Okay. So if I show you that feature, let's say I have this x squared graph and another is, let's say, minus x squared plus 5. Okay, so if I want to find the bounded area between these two curves, I can do that. I go to menu, analyze graph, bounded area. Okay.
So if I just summarize, sorry to interrupt you again and again.
No issues. Yeah.
Analyze graph is the one option under the menu, which will help us to further decode the graph and interpret it, whatever we want to do.
Absolutely. Yes. So now you can see the dynamic feature. So if I change the graph, you can see how intersection or the integral is also changing. Okay. So you can use this to investigate. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is one. Another best feature is if I add, see, I can add any number of pages I want to add. Okay. So let's say I have one equation, let's say a cubic one. So let's say, okay. So let's say I have this cubic equation, and here I can see there is a local minima, local maxima, and intersection with x-axis. Turning points are there, and intersection with y-axis. Can I do this? Let's do this. No. Okay, so what I can do in Casio also, there is a option called trace the graph. Okay, so when you use the trace feature in the Casio calculator, you have to give the calculator the instruction to trace intersection of x-axis or intersection of y-axis or maxima or minima. At once you can only give the instruction to find one particular thing. Okay, but here if you go to menu, you can see trace option. Okay, graph trace. Here you don't have to give anything to the calculator. If you go, use your right or left arrow keys, it will automatically identify the intersection maxima. Go down 0. Okay, and down below you can see the coordinates also, like what is a maxima coordinate, what is a y-intercept coordinate, what is a 0 coordinate. What is the best thing here is, if you are on a y-intercept, it says 0,2, and if I go left or right, the point disappears. Okay, if I go left or right, point disappears. So what else I can do? I'll hit enter to get the point permanently. Maxima, hit enter. 0, hit enter. So this is a feature of trace on this calculator. Okay,
If I don't want to use, let's say, these many like after decimal, there are, let's say, four,
Yeah,
5 digits.
I think my settings is like that. Let me just go to menu, and in settings you can change. Like I have a float 6 here, so I can
Okay.
change to, let's say, float 2. Okay, so everything changes like. Okay, so this also you can do. My settings were like that. So now if I add calculator page, so let me show you the features of this menu on a calculator page. So if you, so you have already seen, I can store a function like if I already stored. So if I go to menu, in number, I have the option to convert it to decimal, to approximate to fraction. I can use factor. See, let's say I have a big number. I have a big number and I want to find the prime factor of it. Okay. So I can go to menu. Let's say this is my number. I can go to menu. I can go to number. I can say factor. Okay. So inside this factor, I have to write the number. So I have already written it. So I'll hit enter. It will copy and paste for me. Hit enter. It gives you the prime factors. Okay. Menu, number, you have LCM also. So you can find LCM of two numbers, 2, 6. Okay, it will be 6. So if I say 56, it gives you, okay, 2, 3. So you can find LCM of two numbers. You can even find LCM of 3 numbers, but the syntax of LCM is like that. You have to only provide 2 options only. Okay, 2 arguments. So here I can use a nesting LCM 5, 3 or maybe 7. So now I have 3 numbers. It gives me the LCM of these 3 numbers. Similarly, I have highest common factor or greatest common factor here. I can use a remainder options, like if I divide 65, 4, what would be the remainder? I can use that feature also. Fraction tool is available. Like if I want a proper fraction, I can find a proper fraction of it, like 65 divided by 8. I can use a proper fraction to use to find this 8 1 over 8. Then we have a number tool. I can round the number. I can only find the integer part. I can find a fractional part. I can find the what is the sign of that. Let's say you have an expression, okay, and you want to find the sign of that expression. What would be the sign in the end of the expression? You can find that. You can find floor. You can find ceiling, okay, of any number. Then you have a complex number tool where you can use, I don't know whether MYP has a complex number or not, but you can use complex number tool here to find the conjugate, real part, imaginary part, anything, polar angle, magnitude. Then you have algebra, okay. So algebra has 3 options. So this would you would be using. So one is numerical solve, same as the solve in your Casio calculators. Then you have a solving system of linear equation. Then you have polynomial tool. So numerical solve. So let's say basic calculation you are able to do. So as soon as you put equations, okay, let's say I want to solve x square plus 2x plus 3 equals to 0 on this calculator. So let's say I'm saying this calculator is very powerful. It can do many things. So if I write this equation, it gives me an error. Okay. So as soon as you use variables on the calculator page, it gives you a error, says variable not defined. So to solve this equation, you have to go to menu, algebra, and numerical solve. Okay. So menu, algebra, numerical solve. Just select the equation, say variable is x, hit enter. It says no solution found. Why? Because maybe the solutions are not real. So let me just change this to -3 and it gives me 1. So nsolve will give you, for quadratic, it only give you one solution. Okay, it won't give you more than one solution. So we do not use quadratic equations within nsolve. We use polynomial tool for that. But if you have some linear equations in one variable, you can use nsolve to find the value directly. Then you have a polynomial tool. So I'll come back to linear equation. So find the roots of polynomial. Okay. So once you click this menu will appear. You'll say degree 2. You don't know complex roots or real roots. You say complex. Okay. Then A1, A2, and A1, A2, or A0. So I'll give 1, 2, -3. Hit OK. It gives you the same thing like C polyroots, this expression, and this variable. Hit enter, it gives you both the solutions. Okay. So polynomial tool will give you both the solutions. So now you know this calculator has a capability to store a function also. So rather than writing the whole equation again and again, I can store this. Okay. I'll say h of x is this. It's stored. So now I can directly use C polyroots or polyroots and just say hx. I don't have to write anything. Okay. It gives you the result. Then you have the system of linear equation. Here you can put any number of equation like 2, 3, 4, up to 99 you can put, but this many won't come. Up to 50 I think you can put. So let's say you have a 3 equations, you hit tab, the variables will automatically appears. Hit OK, and you can write equation like 2x plus 3y plus z equals 0 by randomly making 2z equals, let's say, 5/3. Then you have 2/9x plus 3y plus z equals 1. Let's say you hit enter, you get the result. Okay, let's say by mistake you have written something wrong. You can always go back, copy and paste, like just go select that field and just change the value after hitting enter. Okay, so that way you can use linear solve. Then yeah,
sir, I have a question. So are we bound to use x, y, z, or can we use other variables also here?
You can use any variables. Let me show you. You can even use apple, mango, banana. Okay, so if you are on algebra, system of linear equation, let's say I'll show you in 2. Okay, rather than using xy, you want to use mango, comma, apple. You can do that. Okay, just hit enter and you can see mango, apple is appearing here. Okay, so you can use 2 mango plus 3 banana, 3 apple, but in this case you have to write. Okay, 4 mango plus 9 apple equals 7. So you get this. Okay, so you can use any variable a, b, c, d to z, or maybe in the combination like I have did like I did mango, apple, whatever you want to do you can do, and you can select your variable as per your question. Okay.
Okay, I just want to ask one more thing. Like as it is providing every solution, whatever the questions you are providing, is it any way that it can give me the stepwise solution also?
Stepwise solution is not possible.
Yeah, because again it will become more convenient for the students, right, to write in the exam.
So if you have 2 variable equation, you can use graph. Okay, where you can find the intersection point, but stepwise solution is not available on here.
I think in DP we don't require these.
Yeah, in DP you don't have,
for
you
the
don't
calculator,
require. Yeah,
right? Yeah.
In DP you don't require the steps, but in MYP maybe you require. But in international mathematics also in IGCSE, you don't require these steps to write. There also you can directly write the answer.
Because for the
yes,
non-calculator
but you have, for non-calculator you have to write the whole steps. But in a calculator section you can write this syntax, what you have used in the calculator. Okay, if you are using solving a calculator question paper, you can write the syntax what you have used.
And one more thing, like whatever the command which we are using for to solve the linear equations or the simultaneous equations, like let's say I don't want to go using the calculator. Can I write directly the command and can I solve it directly?
Yes, if you know what is the
Let's
command,
say
you can write.
because all right.
You can write. As soon as you are writing, you can see it's italic. Right now it's italic. Okay. Then as soon as I complete this, you can see it becomes normal. Normal means it must be somewhere in somewhere this is a command. Okay, this is a function. Now
Yeah.
you can use this template, and from here you get this, but you have to write everything. Like you have to create this. Now you can write here anything, x plus y, or maybe now this time I'll say a plus 2b equals 3 and a equals 6 and here a comma b. So you will get it by writing it. No issues. For nsolve you can write.
So we don't have to define the variables again and again. So we can directly write the function name and we can start working with the any of the variable.
Yeah. Or you get the syntax. See what you can do. Let's say you are using Numsolve. Okay. So you go to algebra, go to this and say, okay, 3 and XYZ. Okay. Just hit enter. Here also you can change XYZ to any other variable, A, comma, B, comma, C. And now you can use this template. Okay. It will save your time.
Hassan sir, can you show something that degree and radian, the conversion using that Prabhu functions?
Come again?
Related to degrees and the function using Prabhu keys like cos and cos
Yeah.
sine,
So
radian and degree conversion.
Yep. So let's say I am on a calculator page and I write sine 30. Hit enter. It gives me minus 0.988. Why? Because you can see on the top my settings are in radian. Okay. So now if I want the answer in degree, one thing I can do is I can go back to my home screen and you can see option number 5. Okay. Settings. Select the settings, go to document setting. You can see the angle here is in radian. That is why all my answers are coming in radian. So you can change to degree here. Okay. Hit OK and go to the current document. Now if I again select this, gives me 0.5 and you can see on the top it says degree. This is what we generally do in other calculators also. I have to go to document settings somewhere to change from degree to radian and radian to degree in order to get the answer. But in this calculator, even on a handheld, if you press this degree, if you just go and hover on this degree and click means enter, or maybe this middle button of this navigation keypad, you can see it changes from degree radian. So now if I go back, it gives me in radian. Okay. So here also, if I want to change this particular value in degrees, I can do that. I can go to catalog. I can go to option number 2. Now I can tell you option number 2. Where it is, angles. Okay. So here I can go to convert to decimal degrees. Okay. Hit enter. It will change. Okay. So this value changes into degrees. Okay. This value changes into degree. So considering this as a radian, it changes this into degree. Okay. So let's say 180. So now if I want to change, so I don't have to go back again and again. I can just copy and paste this. I can change this value. Okay. So you can see. So if I use pi key, it gives me 180 degree. Okay. So pi key is available here beside the H key. Okay, beside the H key on the left side, you can see pi key. So conversion also can be done using this. You can convert to degree, minutes, and seconds also. Okay, so let's say if I want to change it like this, I can do that. So 180-degree changes into degree, minutes, and seconds. Okay. What else you want to know? Yeah, Swati.
Yeah, so I wanted to know, we have plotted the graph as a Cartesian plane. Do we have the liberty to plot the graphs as a polar coordinates?
Yes. So let me show you. Let me add another problem here. Problem 4.1, and here I'll add a graph. So if you go to menu, you will see inside a menu option number 3, graph entry and edit. Okay. We have seen trace. Trace can be used to trace the graph. Okay. All the important points can be traced. Analyze graph, you can analyze the graph like 0, minimum, maximum, intersection, slope, you can find dy by dx, bounded area. Inside this graph entry and edit, you will have different options, different sort of coordinates or graph options available. Like you can do rational.
Polar is the one.
Yeah, polar is here, parametric is here, scatter plot is here. You can even draw a sequence. You can do differential equation, but that's not a part of M by V. So let me just show you polar. If you select polar, like if I write something like 3 times cos and theta will come from control.
Right, 1 minus theta.
Okay, 1 minus theta you want. Okay, I'll do that, 1 minus, and I'll write theta. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah. And what else you can do? You can increase the size. Okay, you can increase or decrease the size even by going to window zoom settings. Okay, so you can go to window zoom settings, or can you see the extremes points, these limits? You can just directly change directly from here also. Like you can put
Scale.
scale it 5 minus 5, just say minus 2, just I'm double clicking on it. Okay, 2, drag it. You can see it's become oval. So you just go to window zoom, and down below just say zoom square. Okay, so it will square.
So likewise, we were able to analyze the Cartesian graph, right? We were able to locate the points or coordinates of any point. Over here also, if I use the trace graph option,
you can do that.
To find the vector and the theta of that point.
You
Okay.
can see down below. You can see down below. You can find. What else you can do? Let's say you want to find at point 2. Okay, you just hit enter 2. You get the result.
Okay, perfect.
4, enter. I'm just writing it from this numeric keypad. Like 3, hit enter. You get both the coordinates. Okay. What else you can do? You can go to menu. You can go to analyze graph, and here down below you can see analyze conics. You can find center. Okay, but I think that is only for conic, not for this polar. Here,
yeah, the parabola and the hyperparabola.
Yes, here in the equation template, you can see conics. Okay, all the conics are available, and if you select line, see it will give you the equation of line also, like line, slope, intercept. Student will not get confused. If I say line, slope, intercept, y equals to mx plus b, they know, or it will be a revision for them. Vertical line, x equals to c. Standard line. Okay, so like parabola also, different forms are available for parabola and for different conics. Okay, similarly, like parametric also we have, so we can say like 3 times cos t, and if I want to make ellipse,
5
yeah, so I can do that also.
E.
So you can see ellipse. Okay, so this is a parametric. Here also you can analyze. Okay, you can analyze at any angle. Okay, right now my settings are in radian. Okay, just keep that in mind. My settings are in
Yeah,
radian. So if I change to degree, you can see everything changes. Now I cannot even see where my graph is. Okay, so to change, see, I have changed. See, this was radian, this was degree. So if you are in degree, you can double click. So this is my polar form. Okay, I can double click and you can see down below the angles. Okay, down below the angles right now 6.28 was in 2 pi. Okay, so I can write it 361 something. I can see this circle here. I can change this to 361. I can see this. Okay, steps also you can change. So steps are nothing but if I change to some bigger value. Okay, so let's say
90.
let 30. So if I go more in depth, you can see this is somewhat not circle, but some polygon is coming. So to get accurate, I can change the step to a very low value. Okay, so it will give me a smooth curve, because at every 1.13 angle it's making an arc, okay, or a line to create the circle. So these many things you can do and you can manipulate on the screen. Okay, you don't have to go anywhere and you can manipulate on the screen everything. Similarly, for list and spreadsheet, let's say I have shown you can do regressions here. Okay, stat calculation, you can do one variable statistics, two variable, you can do linear regressions directly. Let's say I have some data 1 2 3 4 5, and here I can write 5 6 7 8 9, and I can do statistics, stat one variable. Okay, so number of list I have 2, x1 is 2. Okay, so B, and result will come at C. Okay, hit enter gives me the result. So here you can see I can, if I change any value, okay, if I change B to let's say this 10, the regressions will also changes. Okay, oh, the various this one variable statistics will also change. Let's say if I change this to 10, you can see x bar changes. Okay, so let's say if I do this to 4, you can see on the right side, right now it's 4.6, it will change to 3.4. Okay, similarly for y, maybe this side, yeah. So here for x2, if I change 10 to 5, you can see 7.8 will change to 6.8 now. So it's very dynamic. So once you change here, it will automatically changes here also. Or if I give the list name L1, let's say this is my second list L2, or I can give any name. And if I go to data and statistics page, L1, L2, and I can do the regression also, like analyze regression. And if I want to do mx plus b, I want to do a plus bx, quadratic, I can do any regression I can do. So linear, just hit linear, it gives you. Okay, and you can see r square value also, like this is 50% matching, so you can change your regression to match. Okay, at least above 95%. Anything else you want to ask?
I have one thing to ask. Let's say I want to transfer this picture, this document to my Word document in my like video, so that I can create some other document from it. How we can do that?
Okay, so can you see my Word document here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you have created this document and you want to take the snapshot and you want to paste it somewhere. So let's say I'm on 3.4 page. So, and you are using this emulator. So above this page, can you see this camera symbol?
Yes, yes.
So if you go here, you can see capture page, and the shortcut is Control J. Okay, the shortcut is Control J. So you can click it. It is automatically taken a snapshot. Down below on the bottom right corner, you can see screen
Yeah, I
capture
can see.
taken. View it, or else if it disappears, you can always see like two windows will open.
Mhm.
So here it is. Just copy this from here. Copy, open, paste.
Right.
Okay, so like this.
What if I'm using, let's say, what if the student is using like handheld calculator at that time? Is there any possibility? No.
Within a handheld, you want a snapshot.
So I guess we can do one thing. If the student is using handheld version, they can there is one data cable which is given with the set. They can connect it to the emulator, and then they can do the all the work.
See,
So
with
they
all
need to
the
connect the
yeah,
handheld calculator with the laptop. Then only
then
we can
only
transfer.
yeah. Yes, with all the student handheld, we provide them the free software. Okay, once they purchase the handheld, inside the packaging, they will get the license key, which is lifetime free for them. So they can install the license key on their laptop or computer, and they can transfer the file to and fro. Okay, so this is a mini computer without Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or internet. Okay, so this handheld is like that. What else you can do? Let's say, let me show you from the teacher's perspective. Okay, let's say you don't have the handheld, you have the software, and you see this tool, this emulator is basically for teachers. You can see top below, teacher software. So
Yeah.
this is basically provided to teachers so that teacher can uh, teach the student directly from the emulator. Okay, they don't have to go to any other whiteboard or any other thing. You can directly teach student from here. So let's say if I add another handheld page, okay, and I go to notes. Okay, so I can copy and paste also. Like if I have something, let's say I have okay, this is one. Let's say I use this snipping tool, and I can say, okay, so student, this is the question. I'll copy this. Okay, I'll go back to my handle. Right now I'm in the notes page. Okay, this notes, Control V. Okay, I copied from there. I can paste it here. And now if I want to solve this simultaneous equation, right now I'm in a notes page. Okay, so this is my linear equation. I can write to the students, okay, student, this is my linear equations in 3 variables. Okay, so now I want to solve. One thing you can do, add another page, add a calculator page. Here, go to menu, numerical solve 3. Okay, this will come, but you have to go to and fro. Okay, 1.2 to 1.3. This notes page provides you the capability to solve the same thing that you have done in the calculator page inside here. What I can do, I can go to menu. You can see different menu. Insert a math box. Inside this math box, I can do all sort of calculations. Okay, go to menu, go to calculations, go to algebra, system of linear equation. Same thing. Okay, here you can write. Like student can also see, and you can even write. So same thing you can do. Okay, so this notes application is very powerful. Teachers can create their own notes. They can solve the question inside this notes. After that, they can transfer this to student. Okay, student, I'll go to save document, save this, send it through WhatsApp group. Okay, student will get. What else you can do here is, let's say I am on another notes application.
So will they get the doc file, or are they going to receive this emulator
No,
later file?
they have to download the emulator from the TI website.
Then only they will be able to open this
they
document.
will be able to open that file. It is similar like you are providing a doc file to them and they require MS Office in order to open it.
And can we convert this file, like this document file which we have created on emulator, can we convert in Word document?
Yes, that also you can do. Let me show you here. Let's say you have created everything and you want to give it to a student. A student will print it and they will solve. You go to file and go to print. Okay. So we have options available to print also. So you can save this as PDF. Okay. To print this, I would recommend you to change the view. Okay. Change the view to computer view. It's more appropriate, but handled view is almost. So you can even convert this. So one thing is printing. Okay. You can print and you can save it as the PDF file. All the pages will be saved as PDF file. You can see here. So 2 pages are coming in one A4 sheet. I can change this to 4 pages. Okay. 4 pages will come in one PDF. What personally I use is convert to. Okay. You can convert to publish view document. Okay. So once you click, it first save and you can see. You can write the problem name here. Let's say algebra. Okay. And here you can write anything. So it's a Word file kind of thing you can create. Okay. So here you can see all the documents available. Okay. You can even change. Yeah. So you can even, if you want to add, you can even add the document, publish view document. Okay. Yeah. From here you can publish it. Okay. So student get these kind of documents directly from you. Okay. So these options are available here. So no doubt in that. Okay. So it's a wonderful feature, like teachers utilize this. So let me show you one more thing. Like here in a content section, when you use this teacher software, inside this content section you can see math inspired and science inspired. Okay, so these are the activities available. So let's say you are in math inspired and you want to search for some activity. So activity for, let's say, algebra had no match. Quadratic. Okay, so quadratic. Okay, so you will see many options available for quadratic. Okay, zeros of the quadratic function. Double click. So it will copy, and after copying it you can open. So it's copied. You can see it has given you the teacher's PDF, what teacher need to tell to student, what student need to understand from this activity, and then one Word file for student, and then this TNS file. This TNS file is the this extension for this software file. So double click, it will open. Okay, so you can see they have written everything in a notes page only. Okay, so here student can change. So these are the dynamic features that they have created. You can also create if you know the features of this calculator. So what happen if I change slope? What happen if I change the intercepts? So these features are available here. This is the activity. I think activity is given here, what you need to do. I want to show you some geometry activity, like transformation. So in transformation, yeah, here, reflection transformation. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. So when an object is flipped over a line, we call it a transformation or reflection. So you can see. So here you can see how the transformation is happening, and you can manipulate, and you can see. You can explain student by this activity what reflection is. Yes, Swati.
So can we change the line of reflection, the axis of symmetry?
Yes, that also you can change. See.
Wonderful.
Yeah. These activities you can also create, but if they are giving you the made up activities, you can utilize that from here. I wanted to show the complete transformation. Geometry. It is not coming there. Anyway, what else you can do? Let me show you. This is the last. I'll show you what I have created using this TNS file. Yeah, interactive geometry. So this is what I have created. Okay. So this is the piston cylinder work I have created. I extended this to the 3 piston cylinder. So that is why I said you cannot compare this with any other calculator, like same base and between the same parallels, how the areas are equal. Even if you change anything, the area will remain same. So one is this, the Pythagoras theorem proof. Here, this is a trapezium. If you rotate this trapezium, it will become a parallelogram. Then this is nothing. Same thing. Yeah, this is one piston, this pulley work I have created. And this is very fantastic activity I have created for convex lens image simulation. Like if I put the object beyond 2f, what will be the image where it will created, and if I go on this focus, where it will create, and then similarly, like if I put the object on the focus point, the image will not create. Okay. So these activities you can create and you can show to student, but that would be on a later stage. First, you can go through the calculator. You begin with this. You start using for a basic calculations first, then go to graph, and then go to list and spreadsheet and data statistics, and then you can utilize this for a day-to-day classroom activity also. Okay. So this is it from my side, Saurav.
Thank you so much, sir. I guess if there is any question or any query to ask, so, anyone? Vishal sir, if you want to see the handheld version, how the navigate zone is working.
Sure.
Okay. Just a second. Yeah. So you can see me, right? I'm not sure how can I show this.
Because of the blurred background, it is not visible clearly.
Yeah, let me. It's fine now. Uh, yeah, I guess I'm visible there. This fine. So this is the handheld version. I'm sorry, my camera is not so good, and the screen is too wide, too bright to see. So let me try and do. You can see. So here is the pad. I'm sorry you won't be able to see the cursor here. So it is as good as your phone screen. So as you like use your finger on your phone, that touch screen like you have, it is the same touchpad. You can see or you can feel it, and you can use your finger to use that like move that cursor on the screen. So I'm sorry, I'm so not able to make you understand from here.
Vishal,
This is,
you can see in the middle, there is a
yeah,
trackpad. Okay. So it's very smooth. If
you can,
you slide your finger or thumb, the cursor
yeah,
will move.
yeah. This is a touchpad, yeah.
Okay, I got it. Like in between, there is something like you can use as a cursor, right?
Yeah. So the one
All
you
right.
have on your laptop, the pad you have, the touchpad you have on your laptop. So it is as good as the same. You get one on this handheld version.
On laptop, you have a mouse. Okay. So no
Yeah.
issue in that. But on a handheld, it's as smooth as you are using your
And
mouse.
like this emulator is for Windows user only, or like Mac user also can use this emulator?
Both. Saurabh, you share the emulator
Yes, I
download.
guess everyone has registered the link which might the Hutch will have.
I think I did not register on the link. So if I
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll quickly show you from where you can download. Okay, or else I'll education.ti.com. So
Can you
education.ti.
share that link with
Yeah,
us?
yeah. I'll just sharing the link on the chat itself. So
So the activity link, right?
come
And
again.
action key, sorry.
I'll mail you the links also afterwards. Maybe
The activation link can be downloaded and used at any point of time and at for whatever duration. There's no limitation for that
yes,
3.
yeah, 3 months is the limit. You can use it.
No,
That
no,
is
no.
the max version
Even
you
for
get.
if you have the key activation, how about then?
So for
Uh,
that,
okay, ma'am.
yeah,
We'll
please.
come back to you on that about the keys. Okay. So because we have to request to TI in order to get the keys.
My son,
So
he has this the same this thing calculator. So
uh-huh.
he figured it out where he has kept it because he got it there.
Oh, okay.
So, if I'm able to get hold of that, if he's able to find it where
Ha
exactly
ha
that,
ha ha.
so I mean, use that. And is it just for one person or it can be
One
used
person, one person,
across
one person, ma'am.
one-time use?
Yeah. So that's a single user license key, and
Uh,
your son would have got the student software license key. Okay, so you need to download the student software in order to use that license key. For teachers,
uh-huh.
the teacher premium software is different. For this, we have to request TI in order to get the license keys. Okay, so Saurav will take your names, email ID, and phone number, and will request TI for your because we have given for IBDP. So we'll check with TI whether we can provide for MYP also. So let me just copy this link. This is for window. Okay. So you can directly click on this to download. Okay. So it will directly download. This is for Mac. Okay. So you can download directly from these two links.
And this is the trial version, which is there for 90 days. So and all the features are available. It's not like that. There are some features which are not highlighted or you can't use some features just because it is a trial version. All the features are available. You can play around, you can walk around, you can explore, you can do a lot of things here. So for 90 days, yes, obviously. And also in mails, also I'll be sharing all the details, this Windows and Mac, and from where you can get these links and all a few more details which will help you a lot while exporting the calculator and the emulator, obviously. So I guess if anyone has any question, so please ask or we'll wind up this session here.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. And if you feel, let's say you downloaded the software and you started using the software and you feel somewhere you are stuck, you call Saurav. We'll arrange one more session and we can go through it. Okay, no issue in that.
Thank you so
So,
much, Hassan
thank
and
you.
Saurabh. I would like to know if there is a guide, there is a PDF guide where we can.
Swati, what we will do, we do not, we have PDF guide, but our policy is not to give the soft copy, but we will send you the hard copies, okay? But
Thank you so much.
but we have for, not for MYP, but we have for international mathematics grade 9 or grade 10
Okay.
students. So that will match, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Hassan
guess
and Saurabh, thank you so much for this wonderful
Thank
session.
you, Sonali
That's
ma'am.
quite
Thank you,
informative.
Swati.
Yeah,